Welcome back to another episode of Resell Radio, and today I'm speaking to Jamie, aka Polarbear Vintage. Now, this man has managed to stack up 54,000 followers on Depop, as well as almost 1,500 sales, as well as dabbling in his own physical store. So this guy really knows what it means to be a reseller. Alright, now the way that this guy got started is, if you've ever heard of your back against the wall, Jamie is the epitome of this. He was taken down to his last £5. He was living on his own and had rent to pay. His mum called him up and said, "You want to come into town?" And Jamie really did not want to go because obviously he didn't have the money. But his mum came over, picked him up, drove him into town, and they went into a charity store. Now in here, what caught his eye was a long sleeve Fred Perry t-shirt, and it cost £1.50. So he was sure that there was some money to be made there. Now, the rest of his story is much better for him to tell, so I'm going to let him do that. And then after that, be sure to stick around because he's got some really good tips and tricks that I'm sure you guys can use in your own store. So how do you find your clothes now? Is it the same way, going to charity shops or?
I would say charity shops is maybe 5 or 10% of a stock. We go charity shopping because we love it. We like looking and hunting, and we go all around the UK. We get to go loads of different places while we do it, days out, go for meals. But a lot of it comes from wholesale bales and stuff now, which is filling up my entire apartment. Like, my living room has become a storage area. Got a massive spare room that's full. You can't even walk into it. It's a bit mad right now. We're looking for somewhere bigger.
Yeah, it happens. So you started off doing the charity shopping, you're moving on to your wholesale, and this whole time you've been sticking to the same kind of clothes. Are these clothes that you like wearing, or is it something that you just know you can sell?
We've gone through quite a lot of different. We've done quite a few different phases, because when we started Depop, we actually stopped on Depop for nearly a year, and we opened up a shop instead, because we had a bit of a disagreement with Depop. Back and forth on some emails. It ended with some swearing. And we just sacked it off, took everything off, opened up a shop, did nearly a year in the shop, and then coronavirus hit. So that first lockdown, we just chilled, and then about 2 months into it, we were just bored. So we had an email from, I can't remember what her name was, it might have been Claire from Depop. We had an email from asking what they could do to bring us back. And we just basically said, we don't want to use PayPal. We'll come back, but we don't want to use PayPal. So she fast-tracked us to get onto Depop payments. Came back on, got some wholesale orders in while we were in lockdown, and it just picked up straight away from then. And we like jumpers mostly, just because we like jumpers, embroidered, random designs, random stuff. I'm a sucker for a vintage tag. Like, vintage tags for me, if it's an old like Jerseys or Russell Athletic or like there's one on Onieta, I absolutely love the tag. So I like stuff like that. But in general, whatever we can sell, whatever we can get, whatever we can sell, we'll sell it.
Yeah, fair enough. What was your reason for not wanting to use PayPal?
Quite a few, to be honest with you. A couple of times we've been scammed over, like screwed by them. Basically, they've sided with a buyer that's just completely in the wrong. And then when we've gone to Depop after it's been closed, Depop have given us back the money because they agree we did it all right. And I just don't like PayPal as a company. They're too quick to freeze accounts. They're too quick to just sort of. I just don't like it. It's just not a company that I like to use. But everywhere's moving away from them. Depop is. eBay's took them off now. eBay's managed payments. So there's a reason everyone's getting rid of them.
Basically, just wanted to make it a bit simpler for yourself.
That's it, yeah.
So what was it like running a shop then? Is this like a physical store that you had where people come in and out and were buying your stuff?
Yeah. So if we hadn't have had coronavirus, we probably wouldn't have been back on Depop. We would have stayed in the shop. As actual shop, it was beautiful. I I'll send you a photo after this so you can have a look.
If you take what you've done there and you decided to put that aesthetic across your whole shop, sort of thing, I can imagine.
Isn't it? Yeah. Well, the shop was stunning, and it was big as well. It was like 2 times bigger than my apartment. I used to enjoy it. We were close to a college, so we got a lot of college kids coming, and it was just fun, man. People used to come in. I've met a few people through the shop that I still talk to now. I don't know if you've heard of a Depop page called Quack Vintage.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
So Riley came to my shop about a year and a half ago. Him and his 2 mates, and we were just chatting, and I showed him how to do Depop, and obviously now he's verified and he's doing Depop. He was the first person that I sort of really showed. There was one guy before him, and you'll probably know his page. It's called Cook's Vintage.
No, I don't think I've heard of that one. No.
If you have a look, he's massive. He does like gotta do. He sells loads, but he came to me when I had a little market shop in a market, and I just talked to him since and showed him how to do it, told him what to do, and yeah, he's verified as well now. And they're what sort of got me into wanting to do YouTube videos, because I just enjoyed helping. So having the shop was fun. I met a lot of good people. Yeah.
And how did you get the shop going then? Is that from the money from Depop and you just invested that into a store, or take out a loan?
We opened up like a little market shop first. It was tiny. It was really no bigger than my living room. We were just selling, people coming in, and then an owner of a shop came in and said, I've got a really good space if you want to come and have a look. At first I said no, but then the market hall was just dying, like footfall were dying, and I thought, you know what, let's go and have a look. It's only around the corner. Went and had a look, and I just fell in love with the space straight away. And within a week, we'd moved what was in a shop over there, and then we went and did like a big hand pick just to fill it up for opening, and that were it. It was just on from there. We've always sort of ran on the lowest amount of money because we just always buy stock.
Yeah, just reinvest every single penny.
Yeah, I would say maybe 8 out of every £10 we make goes back in. But it's slowly paying off for the first year and a bit of us doing that, because now we don't have to put as much back in, so we can start taking money out for ourselves now. So that's great.
So did you find it a lot easier when you were running the shop? Because you, like you're saying, it seemed like you loved it a bit more. You had a bit more, human than that. And did you enjoy that side of it?
Yeah, I loved the people coming in, having a chat. Like, people come in every day. They'd be in for like an hour. They might only buy like a £10 t-shirt, but we had a laugh. One of the best things that ever happened in the shop, and I don't know if you saw my Instagram post a couple of days ago, it was a sword. I had this massive sword. This guy came in and he'd been walking through the town centre with this massive sword, and it's heavy. It's really big. It's like a double-handed sword. He came in and I was like, I need that sword. I need it. And he was like, gives a £5. And I was like, £5? Where's my wallet? Here you go. Give me the sword. And that was my favourite day. It was just a good day. Oh, yeah, that was my favourite memory, I think. 100%.
What's your usual process then? How do you go, as much as you want to share, from start to finish? You do this because people do.
Yeah, people definitely do it differently. I pretty much tell everyone my entire process on YouTube, so I'll tell it now. I like to order from, I don't know if you've heard of them, it's called Syed, Syed. Vintage. They do a really good bale for £75. It's absolutely fantastic. Some of the pieces we've had from that bit, we've got this Michael Jordan jumper, unreal, like back and front design, all over print. Sold it for 125. It cost 75p.
Bloody hell.
Fantastic, because we've always run it like this as well, to be fair. If we buy something for £1, it needs to sell for at least 10, so it's only 10%. £2.20, £3.30. A lot of the times we don't stick to that rule. It's always we buy it for less and sell it for more. But I like to keep it at sort of like 90% of its profit, because then no matter what you sell, you're making money. We used to do it where you'd buy something for like £10 and sell it for like 22. And I just found after fees and stuff, it weren't worth it. It just weren't worth it. So we order a lot from there. I like to use Vintage Folk as well. They do this really good thing where instead of ordering like 20 kilograms of jackets, you could say to them, oh, I want 2 kilograms of jackets, 2 kilograms of college jumpers, 2 kilograms of jeans. And they just put it all into a box. So you get a big, good mix. That's what we started using in the first lockdown. And it was fantastic. And then obviously, like we said earlier, I get up at like 5:30, turn my big lights on, which is currently, both of them are glaring at me right now. It gets quite warm. Take photos. I normally get stuff ready on a night, take the photos, turn the lights off, get the ironing board out, get another 20, 30 items, iron them, turn the lights on, take the photos. And I do that maybe till about midday. So from like 6 till midday. And then the rest of the day is just sort of slow loop loading. I might do 5 an hour. And then my fiance bumps. So I don't even have to bump, which is a godsend. It's the most tedious thing you can do, but it's the best thing you can do. So basically in the morning, while I'm doing stuff, I'll bump once. The entire thing, it takes about an hour and a half.
Oh dear.
But then my fiance bumps 3 times when she gets up at 11, then like 3-ish, and then like 7 at night. I hate it. Always have done. And I think I always will.
Yeah, I think it's got to be one of the most tedious things about Depop, but I'm pretty sure everyone is one of the best things you can do to boost your sales.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it. If you don't, your sales will die. The only other thing I always say is more important than that is your photos. You've just got to have good photos, because a good photo will sell an okay item quicker than a terrible photo will sell a good item. If your photo looks good, it will sell. And that's how I've always run it, and that's how it's always worked. So
yeah, no, very good way of putting it. Because we like to buy from Depop, we handpick. One of the things we do when we're scrolling through everything is if we see a shit picture that doesn't really show the item or it's really blurry or whatever, then we click on that item every single time, because odds are it's undervalued. It's, it just doesn't what it is to get a picture with a bit of personality behind it. Whether your personality is professional and just having a clean white background, or if it's like how you do it, where you've got your little bit of personality behind it.
Some nice vinyls and that.
What's your now then? What's your setup now? Because I know different things suit different people, but for you, what are you doing? Pictures, your little background. I'm sure you've got you're as good as anyone to tell people what you're doing.
I've got this vinyl background. I like to use that mostly for Instagram, because it gives it a bit of character on Instagram. But I've noticed on Depop, a background like that or a plain white background, the plain white background gets more interaction, because you're focusing on that one thing and you're not looking at all the vinyls in the background. So I use plain for a Depop now. I've started rechanging all my photos to this plain one at the side here.
Okay. Plain on Depop.
Plain on Depop, and then a bit of character on Instagram. And that's just because I think it's one of the things where like people have short attention spans anyway. So if they're scrolling and there's loads of vinyls and then there's an item,
you just need bang, here's the item.
You just want to say, look at this jumper, and then they look at the jumper and go, I like that jumper, I'm going to buy that jumper. If you're going to take photos, just take them well. Like, you don't have to use a camera, like a professional camera or anything. I use my phone. I've got a camera, and my phone isn't even like anything crazy. It's like a Hawaii P Smart 2019. I think it cost me 70 quid when I smashed my other phone.
Yeah.
It's not changed.
Yeah.
The camera was great,
Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
don't have to
So
spend a fortune.
what's your edge? Where do you fit into this Depop puzzle then? What makes you different or stand out? What's your sort of like values on it? Anything like that?
I don't know. I think the reason we stand out on Depop, or like we make sales and obviously got verified and stuff, is we just put a lot of work into it. We just add every day, bump every day, add every day, bump every day. And as long as you keep doing that and keep adding, keep bumping, you eventually get there. It's not like a secret formula. When you sign up to Depop, it literally tells you when you sign up, pops up with a thing, take good photos, do this, do that. And if you follow them things, it works. Just most people don't follow them things. So
just consistent, dedicated work.
Yeah, just keep at it. Just keep going, keep going.
I know that you've got some plans coming. You've got goals. You've got places where you want to be getting to. You wanna share that?
Depop. We've got plans for Depop. We've always sort of stuck around having 500 or so items on for a while, but through January, I'm not going to do it up to Christmas and that. But through January, we want to like make that out to like 1,500. So 1,500 items on all times, which obviously takes a lot of work to keep up, add, bump, but that's something we want to do. So yeah, I think my main one is pop-up shops. That's what I'm looking for.
Right, interested with so we like to keep our store almost to a minimum with the amount of items that we have up and try and make the most of each item, because it saves the time with the listing and the bumping, or the relisting as we call it.
Yeah.
But why do you want to go for that massive store, 1,500 items on there? I get like you get the loads of stuff, but obviously that comes with a lot more work. So why do you want to go down that route?
So there's a statistic out there that even it's the same for sort of brick and mortar shops to online as well. Per day, on average, you sell 1% of what you have. So if you've got 10 items, or if you've got 100 items, you're going to sell 1. 200 items, 2. On average, obviously, you sell more, you sell less. And over the year, when you sort of look into how many you actually do sell, it's correct. You do, on average, sell 1% of what's on your shop. And the way we see it is, if we've got 1,500 items on, all good items, similar, beautiful jumpers, not like 1,000 crap items, 500 good items, that's 1,500 chances of a sale every time we bump. And yeah, the more you have on, the more sales you get consistently without really doing as much. So you could bump once a day and you'll get more sales than if you've got 100 items on and you bump 5 times a day. And after a couple of years of doing it, we've just realized the more we have on, the more we sell every day.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, makes sense. Learn from your experience.
It's how it just seems to work. And if you sort of take a look at a lot of verified sellers, they'll have like 500, 700 items on at all times, because that's where you get your consistency. It just comes. And yeah, I can't think of a verified seller with less than 200 or 300 on, to be fair. I'm trying to think, but I can't.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. There's loads of ways of doing this. I was just interested into exactly why you choose to go for the mass.
The only time I see people with less items but still like get verified or make the sales is like higher end stuff. So you've got like 50, like Louis bags and Burberry trench coats and stuff like that, compared to 500 £25 spell out jumpers. Every time you sell an item, the money's there.
So there you have it. There's the conversation with Polarbear Vintage, aka Jamie. Really enjoyed this conversation, and what was very clear to me is that this guy has an entrepreneurial mind. Okay, he is using his Depop store, his reselling knowledge to enhance his lifestyle, to do the things that he loves. He's going around the UK with his fiance, having a nice day out and being able to source clothes, do pop-up shops and make it work for him. All right, and then he wants to expand on that and go into the US and go there months at a time to do the exact same thing. He's going to start doing his own brand again. He opened up his store where he got to have those like human interactions and really enjoyed that side of it. So I love to see that, because that's the reason we're doing this, so that we're not in an office job or whatever it is that we don't like doing. We're actually doing something that we love. Okay, so I'd love to see that. I'd love to see the work that he's already put in for the community, helping a couple of people get verified and get on their way with their Depop shop. I've watched some of his YouTube videos myself and they are very good. So the links for everything is going to be in the description for him. Yeah, and finally, it's just his photography. This guy has spent years doing portraits and stuff, so if this guy is telling you what to do with your pictures, it's probably a good idea to listen, because he knows what it means to get an eye-catching image. Alright, thank you for listening to Resell Radio. There'll be another episode out very, very soon. Whatever you've enjoyed, let us know, drop a like, put a little comment down in the description. Any feedback is very, very useful, as we just want to get the best content out possible for you. Okay, like and subscribe. See you later.